Breaking news. Finnish authorities finally charged Mazi Simon Èkpá to court, as case is expected to commence any moment from now. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 16th of May 2025, and I have breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want everybody to pay very good attention to this very information, because this one is for all of us. So pay attention. I don't want to take your time. I'm going to go straight and read the news in details, and after that I will analyze it properly. So pay attention as I take you through the news. And as you can see on your screen, this is from YLE, one of the Finnish news outlets. Now, according to their own title, they said Lahti municipal politician Simon Èkpá charged with terrorism crimes. A unique case, the prosecutor assesses. Èkpá is suspected of spreading separatist propaganda from Lahti. I love that word. Èkpá is suspected of spreading separatist propaganda. So those who claim that Mazi Simon Èkpá is a criminal, I want you to hear very well that the reason of this charge is because Èkpá is suspected of spreading separatist propaganda. So they're going to tell us, when has spreading separatist propaganda become a crime in the world? The same separatist propaganda is what Ukrainians spread. That is what they spread that led to their exit from Russia. The same separatist propaganda. They left Russia long ago. It's not today. But now they are still fighting another separatist agenda again against Russia, because they want to join NATO. And Russia says, instead of you to join NATO, we will take you back. And they are still fighting separatist propaganda. The same separatist propaganda is what led to Finland to have their country today. They fought for it. So they are going to tell us, those who are calling Mazi Simon Èkpá all sorts of names will tell us how have spreading separatist propaganda becomes a crime in this modern day. Now, they say from Lahti, the police are investigating the case together with Nigeria authorities. Right from beginning, today. Now let's continue. Former Lahti municipal politician Simon Èkpá is charged with terrorism crimes. The Deputy Attorney General has decided to charge Èkpá with public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent and participation in a terrorist group. Èkpá has denied the crimes during the police investigation. Èkpá has denied the crime during police investigation. According to the Deputy Attorney General, the charges related to the suspect activities, the aim of which has been to establish the so-called Biafra region of Nigeria as an independent state. I love it. No matter they say the so-called, no problem. They have stated it categorically clear that the charges related to the suspect activities is the what? The aim, very, very important. The aim which has been to establish Biafra region of Nigeria as an independent state, of which I am very, very sure that in Finnish law, even though I don't know their law, but as far as they are, a democratic nation in Western world, in Europe to be precise, one can beat his chest and say, even though you are not there, that there is self-determination law in their constitution. And apart from that, their law must, capital M-U-S-T, their law must, or should I say their constitution must have self-defense in it. Meaning that when you come out to speak your mind, which every law guarantees free speech, especially in democracy. When you come out to speak your mind and somebody comes to attack you, you have the right to defend yourself. And when you are defending yourself, in the course of defending yourself, you can as well, return the favor to the attacker. Because when somebody is coming to attack you physically, that person has intent of unaliving you. So you are still free to unalive that person in self-defense. No law will ever put you in jail. No court in the world will ever jail you. Now, the charges are part of a larger investigation in which the Finnish National Criminal Police arrested 5 people, 4 of whom were suspected of financing a terrorist crime. 4 of the 5 suspects were released during the preliminary investigation. You see, the news that broke out yesterday about our 4 innocent Biafrans in Finland was not stated here, because I equally asked the brother. I am going to withhold the name for security reasons. So I equally asked him that same yesterday when I was speaking to him on phone, was it published on any Finnish newspaper? He told me no, that in the first place, there is no need of publishing it in any Finnish news platform. Yes, he equally told me that one-on-one, because I wanted, by the time I'm going to record the news, to see if I can be able to read it out from any Finnish, news platform. He told me no, and there is no need for that, because first of all, their own case shouldn't have even been in the public, in any Finnish news platform in the first place. That is because of Mazi Simon Èkpá that made their own case to be in the public, because they also have to let the world know that there are other people who were arrested together with the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Èkpá. They were not just released, but the investigation has ended and the case ended without even going to court, without being charged to court. You know why? Because nothing was found. They are all innocent. And the reason why they are charging Mazi Simon Èkpá to court is simply because and believe you me, he is coming out. Now that court kaya no tie Zoom mawu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu na do Zoom mawu na their own court here in the zoo, in the capital territory Abuja. Na eti Zoom mawu na eti zoo na bahali every day. Their witness na no mamre na pant. Obruze Mazi Simon Èkpá. No abroad. Na ekwoku nwere onwe. Nozi in a Western world, in a country that understands what freedom is all about. Forget about interest. I know that Westerners always protect their interest, but we also have our own interest, and that their interest is located in our land. So I am now in this trial, according to the prosecutor, in this trial, we will look at what has happened online and whether it meets the criteria for a crime. They are still telling the zoo, telling you and I, telling the whole world, telling those who are mounting pressure on them to silence Mazi Simon Èkpá. They are still telling them that in this trial, we will look at what has happened online, whether it meets the criteria for a crime. And what has been happening online since then, we have been posting the war that Nigeria has brought to Biafra territory. How they have been unaliving our people, how they have been unaliving our youth. When we come out with placard to protest, they will unalive us, starting from time immemorial. From Owazurike to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and now to Mazi Simon Èkpá. We have been posting them online until we decided to start defending ourselves, because we are tired of being mauled. We are tired of being unalived whenever we come out to speak. We say, no, this crime cannot continue. We can no longer fold our arms and watch people from Sahel coming here with AK-47 to unalive our youths. We shall defend ourselves. So tell me anytime, any day, where such a decision has become a crime. I ain't not here Gidibam. Mazi Simon Èkpá kwechiri. Now, the Deputy Prosecutor General, Èkpá, commented. Let me take that once again. In this trial, we will look at what has happened online and whether it meets the criteria for a crime. Deputy Prosecutor General Èkpá commented. I love that so much. According to Èkpá, The court will investigate whether a person who operated in information networks from Finland committed terrorist crime. You don't know why I'm laughing. If you understand the statement, you will understand why I'm laughing. Let me take it again. This is very, very important. According to Rape, who happens to be the deputy prosecutor, now then they prosecute Mazi Simon Èkpá, and they are still telling us that according to Rape, the court will investigate whether a person who operated in information networks from Finland committed terrorist crimes. You see, how can somebody who operates only on information networks commit a terrorist crime all the way from La to Finland? And you say he's committing the crime in the zoo. Are you not insane? You are crazy. You are very, very crazy. I'm telling you. This is a unique and first case of its kind, the Deputy Attorney General describes. Official assistance from Nigeria. The police have previously said that the case has been investigated jointly with Nigerian authorities as the public incitement and consequences of the terrorist group's activities are suspected to have occurred in Nigeria. Oh, all of them occurred in the zoo. Very, very good. That means my Simon Èkpá, in the first place, has no case or crime in Finland. So he's innocent as long as Finland is concerned, and he's a Finnish, citizen. According to Rape, documents have been received from Nigeria, among other things. The Nigerian government is hostile to Èkpá. The Nigerian government is hostile to Èkpá. And the country's police authorities are not completely free from political direction. You see, they are not free from political direction, meaning that the politicians are directing the police to commit murder in Biafra territory, because the Nigerian police authorities are not completely free from political direction. Remember, police has no business with politics. Those who are in politics are the politicians, not the police officers. Police officers are security men. They are security officers, strictly for security, not political men. They are not politicians. So the politicians who are in power, police is not in power. The politicians who are in power are giving directives to the police who are for security to go, not to secure them, but to murder them. Because you cannot secure those who say they want to leave the country. This is African mentality, which the Europeans do not reason like this. They don't think this way. In Europe, they will secure them, not to massacre them. This is the difference between Africa and Europe, especially in politics, democracy, and mentality. Now, as in all criminal investigations, the credibility of the evidence is assessed. It is true that the political situation in Nigeria is not as stable as says ours in Finland. This brings its own characteristics to the matter, Rape says. Did you get that? It is very clear here. He said that as in all criminal investigations, the credibility of the evidence is assessed. The credibility of the evidence has been assessed. Now, he didn't end there. After telling us that the credibility of the evidence has been assessed, then it is true that the political situation in Nigeria is not as stable as says ours in Finland. After the zoo had forwarded all their evidences to Finland, they assessed it. So the only thing the prosecutor or the deputy attorney general could say is that the political situation in Nigeria is not as stable as theirs in Finland. So this brings its own characteristics to the matter. The political situation of the zoo brings its own characteristics to the matter of Simon Èkpá. So when they are judging the case, they already know that the political situation in the zoo is mess, is under ruin. Are you paying attention? Rape says. However, the Deputy Attorney General emphasizes that the case is not about Finland processing a crime suspected of having been committed in Nigeria. When assessing a crime suspected to be committed in Finland, it is also partly important to consider what kind of effect the act may have had in Nigeria, Rape analysis. So at least na I ekwukwe ka obi nọ ndị zoo, ka obi ritukwa ndị zoo, that yes, I makwa na o nwere ike inwe impact na Nigeria, but ka obi rituo fa. But in all said and done, if anyị na-azọ bụ nnwere onwe, ọgụ nnwere onwe ka a na-anọ, it is not a crime. So anyị ekwukwe ka obi rituo ndị zoo, that at least anyị ekwunyekwara ụnụ. Yatago, mana the main thing bụ na onye a bụ nnwere onwe ka ọ nọ, ọgụ nnwere onwe ka ọ na-anọ, na o nwere iwu ji ya. The charges against Èkpá were filed on Friday morning, today, 16th of May 2025, Friday morning. The case will be heard in the Pajat Hamed District Court. A hearing date has not yet been set. Èkpá is suspected of committing the crimes between August 2021 and November 2024. Èkpá has been incarcerated since November last year. Èkpá has been incarcerated. This word is coming from Finnish news platform. Incarcerated. So there will be a lot of a huge, compensation coming on the way of the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Èkpá. So Biafrans, I don't want to talk too much. The news is very simple. I have come here to give you this information. I want all of you to keep your fingers crossed, keep your head high as we proceed. Emekwe numani, umu Biafra, mmeri bụ nke anyị. At the end, we shall win. Mazi Simon Èkpá shall win. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall win, and Biafra shall win. Thank you, my people. To salo numo zia kona boto and make it go viral.
Breaking news: Finland finally drags Simon Èkpá Njoko to court as court trial begins in Finland. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, also freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform. Please make sure you share this video and make it go viral as we continue to give you more updated news as it stands. We'll be giving you the court update of Mazi Simon Èkpá Njoko as it happened for Finland. The news: the trial of Simon Èkpá, the Biafran Prime Minister, has commenced in Finland as land. Simon Èkpá was earlier arrested by the Finnish authorities over allegation of inciting violence and promoting terrorism through his social media channel. He was arrested in November 2024, alongside 4 other people accused of the same crime. And I gave you a news, yesterday, that those 4 people have actually been released by the Finnish, court. They were set free because of the fact that they didn't find any, crime or anything against them. So the Finnish court released them based on the fact that they are innocent. They did not commit any crime. In a statement issued by Finland National Prosecution Authority, Mazi Simon Èkpá's trial commenced after he was charged with suspected incitement with intent to commit terrorism and participation in the activities of a terrorist group. This is trash. This is trash. Now, you arrested somebody with intent, because of intent to commit terrorism. Now, it is no longer terrorism. You people have scrapped out the terrorism charge because you've seen that he did not participate in any terrorist activities. Now, the same thing you people are also holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian hands are in this thing. You see the zoo, I can hand on at this thing like big time. Both the zoo, both the United Kingdom, their hands are in this. And it is actually painful that Finland is actually giving in to this. This is not the first time you've actually arrested Simon Èkpá Njoko. The first time, it didn't even take you more than 24 hours to release him, because after every effort, in making sure you investigate him, you found out that this guy, has nothing to do with terrorism. So why will you keep on dragging him, finding something to hold him accountable of? Now, you are holding an innocent man because of incitement with intent to commit terrorism. So he hasn't actually committed it. He hasn't committed it. That is what you're saying. With intent to commit terrorism and participation in the activities of a terrorist group. Which group is a terrorist group? The only recognized terrorist group is the BH. That is the only terrorist group. And Master Simon Èkpá has no business with the BH, the Bokos, and the rest of them. He has no business with any terrorist group. Nigeria proscribed the IPOB movement, not worldwide. The world refused to proscribe them as a terrorist group because, other countries have seen their activities and have come out to say that these people are not terrorist organization. They've not participated in anything that has to do with terrorism. So what are they saying? Now, even if you're dragging Simon Èkpá in participating in the activities of a terrorist group, Simon Èkpá came out and said he is not part of IPOB. Brigi is not a terrorist group. Brigi has no business with terrorism. Even in Nigeria, they've not prescribed anything. Brigi. So what is Finland saying? What are they trying to do, and what are they trying to achieve by holding, the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá Njoko? The Finnish prosecutor said Èkpá had committed the listed crime between 2021 and 2024 in the city of Lati. Then why did you release him the first time you arrested him? After your investigation, why did you release him? If you feel he has committed this crime within this period or this space, why did you release him after the whole investigation? The hands of the zoo government are in these, and I strongly believe that the United Kingdom and other, people are also in these, and they are dragging Finland to destruction because it will affect Finland. Let us go and mark this word. If Finland does not do the right thing, if they don't retrace their step and release the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá, it is going to affect them, and not just affecting them, it will affect their economy because people will be scared to even invest in their country. Now, finally, in addition, the prosecutor said it had dropped the charges against the 4 other arrested alongside Èkpá. The Finnish authorities said the charges against the co-accused person were dropped due to lack of evidence. Now, which evidence are they holding Simon Èkpá for? Which evidence are they holding Simon Èkpá for? Before we even round up, I forgot to mention, although the prosecutor in the statement described the accused person as a Finn without giving out his name, YLE, a broadcaster in Finland identified by the defendant as Prime Minister Simon Èkpá. Now, to conclude this whole thing, this whole shenanigan, or this, illegal act of the Finnish government, it is illegal, please. They are not being sincere to themselves. And then if truly Finland was gotten, through freedom, like they fought for their freedom, the same thing that, Biafra is all about, the same thing that Simon Èkpá is fighting for, then Finland should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. First of all, I've said this in times without number. Simon Èkpá has no business still be under the be under the Finnish prison at this point in time. And one thing I hate about this type of case, to tell you that the zoo government and other powerful international communities are, going to make sure they frustrate everything that has to do with the Biafran freedom. They are going to make sure they pend this case. And that is my fear. After pending this case for years, that is my fear. Because see what they are trying to do. They are trying to cut off every wings that give Biafrans power. They've held Mazenam the Kanu now. They've taken Simon Èkpá and Joko. They might also go further to take Ngozi Orabueze if time is not taken. And we are praying it doesn't get to that stage. We are praying and hoping. We are praying and hoping. So these people, these international communities are trying to cut off every power that is germinating in Africa. I've said this thing, go and mark it. And the reality about this whole thing is that look at Ibrahim Traore, who is coming up. Do you see the way they are trying to frustrate him out? Do you see the way they've been sending people to buy Ibrahim Traore because they know the power that this young man possesses? Now they don't know how to arrest him. Now they are accusing him wrongly of stealing his people's money. Thank God for his people that have actually stood by him together. And that is that togetherness that we don't have in Biafraland. Let me tell you, if Biafrans forget about this faction, I am against Simon Èkpá, I am for Mazenam the Kanu, I am not for Simon Èkpá. If we can leave this so-called faction and unite together, to fight these people. Fight doesn't mean necessarily, ebabu matter, that kind of thing. Normal, that is part of it. But if we can fight in unity, standing gidigba, both internationally and locally, speaking with one voice, defending our heroes with one voice, nobody, no international community or country, whatsoever, we do we stample on Biafrans. No. This, pattern that Finland is using is going to backfire. Go and mark it. It's going to backfire. And when it backfire, it's going to affect them in every way. Their GDP and everything will be affected drastically, and they will know what they have done to themselves. We'll keep on raising our voice for the Prime Minister Simon Èkpá Joko, and also we'll make sure we give you all the updated news, happening concerning this matter of Simon Èkpá's trial. It has begun, and we'll be giving you information about it. So stay tuned. I'll also be dropping more further news on the other channels concerning this Simon Èkpá trial. Make sure you share this video. Let the world know, and let the world continue to hear our voice that our Prime Minister Simon Èkpá is held illegally. God bless you.